All right, let's talk about Bihar. In the high-stakes game of Indian politics, the entire board has just been reset in this crucial state. You see, for the first time in about 2 decades, a new player is really the one calling the shots. Today, we're going to break down exactly how and why this massive power dynamic has shifted.
For almost 20 years, if you said power in Bihar, you were really saying one name, Nitish Kumar. He was the man in command. But now, that script has been completely flipped. His longtime ally, the BJP, has grabbed the steering wheel and is now, without a doubt, in the driver's seat.
So how exactly did the BJP manage to assert this new dominance? Well, it's not just about winning more seats. No, this is much deeper. It's about taking control of the very machinery of the government itself.
The most obvious sign of this big shift? The appointment of 2 very powerful BJP deputy chief ministers, Samrat Choudhary and Vijay Sinha. And make no mistake, these are not just ceremonial roles. They've been handed the keys to the critical levers that shape the state's day-to-day reality.
I mean, look at this list. The BJP now holds the keys to the kingdom. We're talking about crucial portfolios like home, which controls the police and law and order, and revenue and land reforms, which is just absolutely central to the state's economy. You add in health, law, and agriculture, and what you're looking at is direct control over the core functions of Bihar's entire government.
And if you want the plain, simple math, the numbers really tell the whole story. Inside the new Council of Ministers, the BJP holds 14 out of 26 positions. That's a clear majority. It gives them the final say on policy, on direction, and it really cements their top dog status in this alliance with Nitish Kumar's party, the JDU.
So what does all this mean for the man who, for so long, was the undisputed leader? Well, while Nitish Kumar is still the chief minister in name, his actual role and his authority have been visibly and significantly cut down.
And if you want one sentence that just captures the sheer magnitude of this change, it's this. For 2 decades, Nitish Kumar personally controlled the incredibly powerful Home Department. Losing it to a BJP deputy CM? Well, that's about as clear a symbol of his diminished power as you can get.
Now you might be wondering, why now? Well, a couple of things are at play here. There have been reports of ill health, for one. And politically, his old strategy of jumping between alliances just isn't really an option anymore. So to put it simply, his bargaining power has been seriously weakened.
Which of course brings us to a really fascinating question. How did this all happen? Because let me tell you, this wasn't some overnight development. This was the result of a very deliberate, long-term strategy by the BJP to put itself at the very top of Bihar's complicated political pyramid.
The answer really lies in a long-term plan, what people often call the BJP's caste strategy. It's this mix of, social engineering, reaching out to very specific communities, and clever administrative moves. They've been methodically paving the way for this moment for a while.
You could almost see it as a playbook, right? Step 1, build a really broad and deep coalition across different caste groups. Step 2, make a serious effort to reach out to communities that traditionally voted for other parties. The end goal? To position the party for long-term control, not just a one-off election win.
And you can see this strategy playing out in real time. A key move was inducting figures like Ram Kripal Yadav, who used to be a loyalist of a major political rival. That sent a huge signal. The message was loud and clear. Even if you were with our opponents before, there's a place for you in the BJP's big tent now.
Okay, so they've secured political power, check. But that's only half the battle, isn't it? Using that power effectively is a whole other thing. Now that the political hierarchy is settled, what's the real test for this new government? The focus has to shift from politics to performance.
And that brings us to what we could call the governance gauntlet. Because, let's be honest, Bihar faces some enormous development challenges. Challenges that are going to take a lot more than just smart political moves to solve.
Just think about the scale of this for a second. Bihar is home to nearly 10% of India's entire population. That is a huge number. And it means that the state's development, or its lack of it, has a massive impact on the entire country. The stakes just couldn't be higher.
And this, right here, is the core challenge. The BJP can say its victory is a popular endorsement, and that's fair. But the reality on the ground is that the state is still lagging behind on so many critical development indicators. Electoral success has not yet translated into widespread progress for the people.
So ultimately, the real test for this new government, their final report card, is going to come down to a few key things. Can they be honest about the state's governance problems? Can they actually work together to pull the state forward? And maybe most importantly, can they get the active support they need from the central government to make it all happen?
So, what's the bottom line here? This political reshuffling marks a truly critical moment for Bihar. All the pieces on the chessboard have been rearranged, and there's a brand new player making the decisive moves.
And that leaves us with the one big question that matters most. With the BJP so firmly in control, will this new power dynamic finally be the catalyst that tackles Bihar's development problems head-on? Or will the political game continue to be the main event, overshadowing the real needs of its people? The future of millions really does hang in the balance.